Hey guys, are you trying to find the best way to brew a coffee and wondering how to deal with the blooming and what does that even mean? Today I will try my best to explain what blooming is and how it works. And most importantly, what kind of mistakes we need to be avoid. So sit tight and let's go. Hi coffee lovers, I'm Michael. Welcome back to the channel. This channel we explore all the things about coffee. If you are keen to learn different pour-over coffee skills and about various equipment, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Now, let's dive into today's topic, coffee blooming. So why do we bloom the coffee? The first reason is gas release and minimizing the disturbance. During coffee roasting, a significant amount of carbon dioxide and gas are generated inside the coffee beans. Gas release is the process of expelling gases from the roasted coffee beans. When brewing coffee, coffee grounds also release gas due to extraction process. The amount varying depending on freshness and roasting level. Gas can cause instability in extraction. Blooming allows adequate gas release before the extraction, ensuring stability in coffee extraction process. Another reason is coffee grounds immersion for improved extraction uniformity. Immersion of coffee grounds acts as the first exchange between the grounds and water. Without this immersion, the gravitational force of water flow directly contacting the grounds can lead to uneven extraction. Immersing the grounds creates a more uniform and stable brewing environment. So the question is, how to bloom the coffee bed evenly? Okay, let's do some tests here. If you want to do the bloom very evenly, then how to pour in the water will be very important. For both cups, they are using the same coffee bean, same grind size, and I will use the same amount of water to pour in the blooming process. But the difference is that the first one, when I pour in, I will immediately start in the circular motion. And let's find out what would be happening. Pour in very gently and start to do the circular motion immediately. Okay, so you see the coffee already dripping, but if we open the filter, did you see that? Bottom part, they are still very dry, but for the top layer, it's already wet. But you can see there's already some dripping some coffee already. Why is that? Is because the water flow is not penetrate in the middle. Because like this kind of conical shape coffee dripper, the middle is very thick. You have to stay in the middle is because the middle part is much deeper than the edge side. When it's happened, what will cause is that it's not evenly extraction for the blooming part. Let's test another one. So for this cup, I was trying to stay in the middle for quite a long time, like 3 seconds, and then to start the circular motion. Okay, gently in the middle. 1, 2, 3. Start the motion and start. Okay. And start dripping a little bit. Let's take out. Let's see what different. Here is like wet, right? The bottom part. But for this part, it still has a little bit dry because I take out very fast, but you can see it's totally different. It's almost wet for every part. You see, only the edge is a little bit drier. I just want to show you guys that what's the difference. If you didn't like stay in the middle for quite a time, then maybe your blooming is not doing right because it's not evenly in the coffee bag. So do you think that when you see all the coffee grounds already contact with the water and it start to drip a little bit means you achieve a good bloom? You think that the coffee bag must contact with the water evenly. So after the test, you can understand that many of those coffee bed is still dry. That is because the dripper has ribs. So when the top of the coffee bed contact with the water, some of the water flows to the edge and flows down. They are not penetrate in the middle. So that is why it caused these problems. This situation not only happens when the water pouring too gently or you start a circular motion too fast. Also, if the grind size is too fine, it will cause the same issue. Will be only the top of the coffee bed really degassing and blooming, and will also lead to uneven extraction because the top of the bed has more extraction than the lower beds. Coffee will taste like more dry and complex. So how to solve this problem depends on the dripper you are using. If you are using the flat bottom dripper like Carlita, it is fine to pour like that, just starting to brew. You just try to pour every water evenly, it's okay. But if you are using this kind of conical dripper like V60, you might stay in the middle of the coffee bed for more time. So how long should we do the blooming? If you're blooming too short, water extracting the surface of the coffee grounds, which mostly extracting the acidity. But if you're blooming too long, all the coffee grounds already absorbing all the water, and when you pour the rest of the water in, it will accelerate the extraction, which will dissolve more coffee substances. You might have more bitterness and dry taste in the end. I would say there is no an absolutely precise blooming time. If you really like the acidity in the beginning, then you could bloom like 10 to 15 seconds. If you like those stronger bitterness in the end, then you could bloom like 30 to 40 seconds. I know most people saying that do the coffee bloom for at least 30 seconds, but you are the one who drink the coffee, so why don't you try it out by yourself and find your best blooming time? So how about the roast level? Is that affect the blooming? Like the light roast coffee, the coffee beans have high water content. When the blooming, the expansion will be kind of small, and there will be only a small space for water absorption in the coffee bean. So if they are blooming for too long of the time, they might be over-extracted. But in contrast, the dark roast coffee have lower water content, and the expansion when you are doing the blooming will be huge, and there will be a huge space for water absorption in the coffee bean. So that means you might need a long time to degas, and when you're done that, you will not only have that bitterness, you could also extract more sweetness in the coffee. The next question is, how much water should you use for blooming? If you are using too much water, the coffee is filtered out very quickly. Only the surface of the coffee particles is extracted. The coffee will have a strong aroma, a refreshing acidity, and a brighter taste. In the end, the sweetness and the bitterness of the whole cup of coffee will be less because they are occupied by those acidity and aroma in the beginning. Furthermore, it will be like you are not doing any blooming because the water just making the contact with the coffee beds. They haven't flows down, you continue pouring more water inside it during the coffee bed expansion phase. The other hand, you put too less of water in when you are doing the blooming, there will be more bitterness and sweetness. And it is possible that the upper layer of the coffee bed is already extracted, but the lower layer will be not extracted. So there will be some uneven extraction problems. So in my opinion, I would say using 2 times to 3 times coffee grounds of the water will be enough. But still, depends on your situation. You have to decide how much water you should put in. For the last part, let me show you some mistakes that the beginner always make. The first one is less water in the middle and quickly start a circular pouring movement. The second one is pouring too quick and too strong. The last one will be the grind size error. If you grind too fine or grind too coarse. But before the mistakes, let me show you the perfect blooming first. What am I going to do is, I will pour in the middle, wait for 3 to 4 seconds, and start the circular movement. And then I will back to the center. It will end like 40 milliliter. Pour in the middle, 3, 4, start to move, and back to the middle. Okay. So you can see the blooming is perfect. The expansion you can see they are like absorbing the water. There are no too much water already drip down. So that means there are less water like come through the edge and go down. All the coffee beds contact the water evenly. This is the perfect blooming for me. Okay, so for this cup, if I not stay in the middle for 3 to 4 seconds and start to the circular motion. So pull in gently and start to do the motion, and then we back to the middle. Okay. You can see the expansion is not very much, right? Some of the water already go through the edge and down to the below. It's not like in the middle and slowly down to the below. So first part will be the not even extraction, and the second part is like they didn't contact with the coffee for a long time and then they already drip out. And because some of the coffee bath didn't have a good expansion and the degas, the rest of the pool, the rest of the water, they just started to degas, but they already like mixed together, so this will be more like complicated taste in the end. Okay, so for this cup, I will pour very quick and heavily, and then let's see what will happen. Very strong. You can find out that the expansion is also not very obvious. And there's already a hole, like kind of channeling happens. I would say most of water is going through the coffee bed and drip down already. And this kind of problem might be happened. Taste might be more acidity and too sour for most people. The extraction will totally uneven because outside of the coffee is more like the acidity and the brightness things, and you just flush it out so quickly and they already go down. So the taste might be more acidity in it. So for this cup, coffee grind size is finer. If you grind too fine, what will happen? Stay in the middle. Okay, you can see. The water flow is like already go to around, right? It's like they already go through the side. When you pour in the middle, because the coffee grind is too fine, so the water cannot penetrate very well. So this is like kind of the same problem like the first part we're talking about, that if you not stay in the middle and start a circular motion very quick, might cause some extraction uneven problems. Okay, so for this one is, if you grind too coarse, what will happen? Stay in the middle. 3, 2, go. And then back to the middle. Okay, so it seems like there's no much problem about it. The only thing that you have to consider, the water goes through coffee bed very fast and goes down, and all the acidity is already goes down. You can see the expansion is not quite good, I would say. This kind of coffee bed didn't have a good enough of time to do the degassing and the blooming. That's all for today, and I hope that you learned something in this video. And if you're learning something in my video and in my channel, I hope that you can click the like button below and subscribe for more coffee contents in the future. I'm Michael again, and I really appreciate that you are here with me. Happy brewing, see you around.